Hi, Sean Anderson here, local Illinois filmmaker, and today I'm going to tell you 6 things about my short film, The Mammoth in My Community. Number 1, I shot this entire movie with a mini Coke can pinhole lens. I actually have the lens right here. I made this with a mini Coke can. I just cut the bottom off, put a pinhole in it, taped it to an adapter so I could mount it on my Sony a7S II. Then to shoot video, I just had to shoot at really high ISOs to get enough sensitivity to capture the image coming through the pinhole. Now, one of the things unique about this build is I left the front and back reflective. I didn't cover up any of the shiny aluminum, and that means that when the light is going through the pinhole, there's light bouncing around on the front of this lens and inside the camera, which adds some unique lo-fi flair to the footage. It also makes the footage softer than normal pinhole. And all in all, it creates a very dreamy look, which is exactly what I was going for this movie. Number 2, the mammoth statue in my movie inspired me as a kid. So about halfway through A Mammoth in My Community, my character encounters this giant mammoth statue. And this is actually a statue I remember seeing as a kid. It was in the front lawn of a natural history museum that my family used to go to. This museum has since moved locations, but unfortunately, due to zoning laws, they had to leave the statue there. So now it's just out in the middle of nowhere in a park. It's just kind of in some prairie grass, surrounded by some trees. So when I was writing this script, I was like, I definitely know that I have access to a cool old mammoth statue, and I definitely had to use it. Number 3, there's a blink and you'll miss it location cameo from a movie I like. There's a quick scene in my movie where I'm driving a car, you see my point of view out the window, and you'll see on the right-hand side, just for a moment, the El Rancho Motel. This is the motel that they go to in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and this is a motel that I've been driving past my whole life. It's located in Gurnee, Illinois, and my dad would always point it out to me and say, hey, look, that's where they filmed Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And I thought, well, I should probably include it in my film. Number 4, my brother scored this movie, but he didn't write any music for it. Now that's not entirely true. My brother Scott did write some music, but it was just on an album that he had put together a couple years ago of some experimental tracks. I took that album, put it into my movie, and it fit perfectly. It almost felt like he had written the music specifically for me, when in reality, it was just random music that he had made. I'm super thankful that my brother Scott allows me to use his music in my movies because it always fits really well. Number 5, I shot this movie in one day by myself. Now, generally speaking, when I make a movie, I like to have a cast, I like to have crew, but this was an instance where I felt like, hey, I'm playing the only character in the film, all the shots are stationary, and I know exactly where I need to go and what I need to do, so why not just knock it out in a day? So basically, I just threw my camera on a tripod, drove around, set up the shots, filmed them, and it worked out great. I did not need anyone else to help me shoot it. Now, of course, putting it together took a couple months, so it was really only one day of shooting and then a couple months of post-work. Number 6, I taped all of the voiceover on an audio cassette tape. Now, I could have recorded all of my audio with a normal microphone digitally and then modified it in post to make it sound vintage, but I thought, hey, if I'm gonna shoot my movie with a homemade pinhole lens, made with a Coke can, I might as well record the audio on something a little lo-fi too. So I used this little RC audio cassette recorder. I used a little handheld mic, and I really like the result. The voiceover has a really lo-fi quality to it because I was using a cheap mic, a cheap tape recorder, and then I just digitized it, put it into my movie, and it worked pretty well. Okay, that was 6 things about my movie, A Mammoth in My Community. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, I would definitely recommend watching it. I really think it worked out pretty well. It has a really cool lo-fi aesthetic. It was my attempt to capture kind of a dreamlike summer adventure story set in the suburbs, similar to some of the things I still dream about, some of these stories that I would come up in my head when I was a kid living in the suburbs. If you haven't seen my movie and you want to watch it right now, click right here, and also click right here to subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more videos just like this one. I'm Sean Anderson, and remember to keep an eye out because you never know, there might just be a mammoth in your community too.